Hello everybody and welcome to the next session in our graduate video series. We're interviewing recent graduates to see what they've been up to, how their work's developed, and hopefully support them in their roles and find employments from all of you that are listening. And let's support them. Let's make sure that we can keep this next generation interested in our industry. Lily Elo, welcome and thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh, you're more than welcome. It's absolutely lovely to have you. Tell us, which university did you go to?
So I went to Nottingham Trent and I've just graduated. I'm doing textile design and I was a print specialist.
Okay. And did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I loved it. I developed a lot throughout my 3 years there.
And what kind of print technologies did you utilise? What did you learn?
So my graduate collection was based around like digital printing. So I used all sublimation printing, and I used a technique involving vinyl. It was a blended recycled vinyl onto a blended recycled polyester, and I sublimated over that vinyl to give the final samples. One of them here, and then I had a lot of just normal digital prints as well, normal sublimation prints. And it was for a fashion outcome.
It looks great, it really does. And being on video just doesn't give it justice because you actually did.
You can't see the holographicness.
You can't see the surface and the holographics, which, you know, when I met you in London, it just, your work just stood out. It's so kind of techno somehow. It's just absolutely beautiful. It really is. So you must have taken a lot of patience to do all of that.
It was I had to be very determined. When I first came across the holographic vinyl, it was very like rigid, and I didn't know what to do with it because I was wanting to make fashion fabrics for like a ravewear sort of application, so they needed to be stretchy, flexible. And it took me a while, but I ended up laser cutting all of the vinyl. So if you can see, quite intricate patterns of vinyl, and they allow for stretch.
It's great. So you see them being used for kind of athleisure then, these fabrics?
It was originally like a clubwear, ravewear, but I did think about like athleisure and like techno sort of applications as well. But yeah, it was meant to be for ravewear.
They are beautiful. And have you thought about how you might scale that up? Because they were all done a little short, small. Were they done? Which machine were they done on?
They were done. Oh, you mean the with the sublimation paper?
Yeah.
So yeah, the sublimation paper I used was from Dayhat, and they only supplied this paper in A3 size. So
that's right.
Print it to an A3 size.
That's right.
Yeah, I would love to upscale them and contact the manufacturer.
And you used the little Epson printers to do that, didn't you?
Yeah, it was just a little Epson home printer.
You had loads of fun with that.
Yeah.
It's great though, isn't it? Because you can start your business from the kitchen table, or you know, in your graduate dorm, wherever you are.
I just need a printer and a heat press.
Yeah.
And
Did you use a heat press then? Because you could do it with an iron as well, can't you?
I did try it with an iron, but it was because the vinyl is very heat sensitive, so it has to be under the heat press when you first like stick it down. It has to be under for 2 seconds. So like with an iron, it would just be a bit too risky.
Yeah. How did you go on sourcing your fabrics? Where did you get your fabrics from? How much research did you have to do to find those?
So originally I wanted to use dead stock fabrics.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to tie it in with like the 20-somethings, like authenticity, focused customer.
Yeah.
But after a lot of research and like a lot of time constraints, I ended up just using recycled fabrics because they were a lot easier to source.
Yeah.
So I sourced the recycled polyester from Funky Fabrics.
Okay.
And they're all printed onto the same fabric. All of my end products are like dresses and tops and skirts, so all like similar stretchy fabrics. So I just ended up using the same fabric.
They look beautiful, they really do. And honestly, Lily, they stood out so strongly in London. They did. They're absolutely brilliant. They're really good. So you've got your sights firmly set on the fashion industry.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very like trend focused. Or every single project I've done, I've been really like on it with my trends. I've loved all the research side of it. So yeah, I think I'm wanting to go into buying and just apply all the skills learned on my degree into that sort of sector. And yeah, I'm really excited to evolve and change.
Sounds fantastic. Sounds fantastic. So where would you like to see yourself in 5 years' time?
I think I'd like to I'd like to make my way up in like buying roles, and then when I feel confident enough, I think I do want to start my own business. But having some sort of clothing brand, or like some sort of like niche clothing product, and then just expand off that. But yeah, I think buying will definitely help me to see the business side of things. So I'm excited for that.
I think definitely getting that commercial experience from the top is going to, just stops you making so many mistakes along the way, really. Yeah. It definitely does. Well, Lily, thank you so much for showing us your work. It's absolutely wonderful. We wish you every success. You're very, very talented. It was a pleasure to see all of your work in London, and good luck.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.